Hello, and welcome to the second part of this family home build. I called it Red Family Home, but I'm terrible with names, so yes. In the first part, I did do the actual build of this, and this is just going to be the decoration of that build. I'll leave a link in the description for the first part video. So I have this deck that I base this whole house around. And honestly, in this video, I tend to ignore it during the process of building this home because I find the interior so much more appealing, in my opinion. I end up loving how this base floor turns out, and it becomes like the focal point of this house, even though it was built around an image of an awesome deck, which I was not able to find. So this house is a mix of like clash of modern and classical and all these other styles of furniture, and this bathroom is one of those things that sort of emphasizes that. I use the Jungle Adventure, not Jungle. Yes, it was Jungle Adventure. Yes, Jungle Adventure pack in order to build this whole thing, and I wanted that mirror on a slant because I felt it looked a lot better like that. So I just kind of cut out the corner of that room, and it gives it such a nice architectural feel, and like the mirror looks amazing and everything else. And I wanted to raise that up, and then I realized I don't have to remove the wall to raise it up by using the move object sheets. So whenever, if you ever do download one of my houses off the gallery, link is in the description. Be sure to have move objects on at all times because sometimes things get moved around, things get missed because the way the Sims worked is certain things just clash and they don't work. But if you are an avid builder or downloader of content, you probably already know all of this. As you can see, this video is probably like over 22 minutes. Um, so that is why I separated it from the original build. Here I am just like looking for content, and it does take me a long time because I unlocked the new, you know, build debug items, and I'm searching for certain items to put in this bathroom, and I don't end up finding anything. And in retrospect, I probably should have cut that out, but it gives everybody a chance to see the items, even if it is a quick glance. Maybe you hadn't seen certain things that are in the build debug, and you can quickly, easily search it up on Google. If I remember, I will put the cheat in the description. I'll put all the cheats that I use, mostly just move objects, and I think it's called. I can't even remember now. I'll try and remember to look it up, but it's super easy to find. You just quick Google search it. Um, the kitchen, I started off with classical because this was a family home, and I'm like, a classical kitchen would be fine. But later I turned it into a modern kitchen because I felt that fit the home so much better. It is an old home that's clearly been renovated with these modern windows in it, and sort of like, walls have been knocked down, stuff has been changed. But yeah, it's gonna turn very quickly into a modern kitchen because I really wanted it to be blue. And even though these are also Jungle Adventure countertops, um, they weren't the blue that I was looking for. No, these are Parenthood. Sorry, Parenthood. I love the Parenthood kitchen stuff too, but Jungle Adventure and Parenthood are two of my favorite packs right now. Also, two of the newer packs that I've bought in the last, well, this year basically. I've actually updated my game a lot in the past year, well, in the past few months because of the sales that have been happening. And, you know, I was just like, yeah, I'm going to buy all this stuff. I also felt that was massive. It was such a massive island. I wish there was more like sort of island counters that had either like smaller sizes or had like a bigger size that was somewhere in between, one and two, basically, where it would have like one standard size on one side and then have cupboards on the other side so it would fit a little bit better. And then like doing the kitchen, I mean the dining room made me realize that I wanted this to be modern. So I try a lot of things and I'm like, none of this really works. I'm just gonna go with modern. And I end up, I think, using maybe that table. I think I might go back to that table. No, I think I switch everything to the cool kitchen stuff. I recorded this quite a long time ago, and now I'm just doing the audio pretty much the night before I'm going to publish this onto YouTube. So high past everybody. That doesn't even make any sense. Yeah, so that rug was like, I want blue. I want this area to be blue. It's gonna be blue. And then I'm like, those counters don't really. It kind of work, but I'm like, nah, 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 nah. Let's go with the cool kitchen stuff and make everything nice and modern and cute. And I shoved the garbage bin over on that side of the wall because there was a lot of space over there. I left a 2 square tile, separation, so it was fine. Yeah, so I think I keep the cupboards the same though. Yes, I do because now I'm decorating. So I clearly keep the cupboards the same. So it looks like the countertops were, modernized, but the maybe you just replaced the doors and not really the countertops themselves, but you gave them a fresh coat of modern paint through like putting new door panels on and things like that. I don't know. I always envision when I build houses that they're houses that have been lived in and people change things that they live in. So maybe you kept the countertops, I mean not the countertops, the cupboards the same, but you upgraded the countertops a little to give it a little bit more pizzazz. And I really so these are island things that are you can find in the build debug, and I create like a nice sort of collage of photos on the dining room wall with them. I didn't have enough room for all of them, but I sneaked the other one in on the other side in the kitchen. So I used all of them, basically all of them. I not even basically, I did use all of them. Um, and then I think I go in and I paint these walls with uh, vintage glamour wallpaper because I thought it looked really cute in that room and it suits it really well, giving it that sort of classical yet modern feel that I was going for with this house a lot. um, I'm just like, I just opened up the thing because this is the house that I built after the one before, which was the modern home, and it was after the update that had all the build debug items, released into it, and I was just like, I kind of want to use all of these, and then I realized that I was spending way too much time looking for them, and I'm like, you know what, just go with what you know. If you find something cute later, you find something cute. And now off to the living room, which has a more, traditional feel with these big, comfy couches. And tend to move that a little area a lot because I wanted to create like a little book nook, but I also wanted there to be a seating area there. And I shifted around, and then I realized there's nowhere really to put a television without it kind of you know, being out in the center of the room because of that weird divide. And I didn't want to have a couch out in the center of the room. So I struggle a lot with finding out the layout that I want for this living room. And I thought maybe I'd put a bookshelf there and have the sort of bookshelf be the divider of the room. But I couldn't find a bookshelf that sort of end capped that room well enough. So I end up using, I think it's one of the room dividers from, might be Vintage Glamour stuff. I use that one. I can't remember what that pack is from. It's definitely Vintage Glamour. Like looking at that color scheme, it's definitely Vintage Glamour. So I put the chairs up against there, and then I find some nice bookshelves to cap off the end over there. And I decided those two looked way too similar, so I just ended up using one. And it's a thin enough bookshelf that it doesn't stick too far out into the walkway. Um, and then I shrink down these plants because they have so many nice color basings changing. So I just use multiple of those ferns and I change the color, and then I change the size using the resize options. And now I am just chucking in more plants everywhere because plants just even like in realistically, if I had a house, I would not have as many plants as I throw into these houses, but it just gives it such a vibe of like life to have all these different plants in it that I love to put so many different plants. But in actuality, I would never have this many plants because that's like a full-time job to water all of these plants every single day. Um, Although not every plant needs to be watered every day. Some of them need like once a week, but still, that's a lot of house plants to be taken care of, and I'm not about that life. And now off to the entryway hallway, shoes underneath the table, some more plants, you know, flourishing it up a bit. Uh, and then I use these vampire carpet segments again just to sort of make a long enough carpet, and then I was like, ugh, I don't know if I like that, just because of like where the stairs are, and then I just go with the round carpet. Like usually if you have like a super long hallway, those vampire carpets are really nice. I wish they had like a corner piece, uh, so that when you have like super long winding, hallways, you can get the vampire carpets in there, because sometimes you need a little pizzazz to your floor. Yeah, so here I am trying to find the painting that I missed, realize it's the turtle one, and I put the turtle in the kitchen. Because turtles love kitchens. I don't actually know that. I've never owned a turtle. I did see a beautiful little Mississippi mud turtle at a pet shop once, and oh, hi kitty. What do you want? Um, he was so cute. He wanted feeding, I guess. So like when I walked up to the tank, I didn't see any turtles in there, and then and then all of a sudden this little happy little orange sort of shelled turtle just rode up to the front, and he's like, hi, and I'm like, oh, you're so cute, but you're like $300. I'm not buying you, I'm sorry. um, and I saw those little dining set things, but every time I placed them on the table, they switched to green, and I really wanted a blue color, and I was like, okay, that's weird, not gonna do it, not gonna bother. Probably would interfere with the game, although it's a nice like little sort of like home opener thing. Yeah, so here I am just going through the thing, looking at all this stuff and not really finding anything that I can use. Sadly, I mean, there's plenty of stuff in there. It's just I was like, you're taking too long doing this. Why are you doing this? But now you guys can see a nice collection of all the stuff in the debug option, and all you have to do is search the debug after you enter the cheat, which I will try to find. And then I found that like little piece of mail, and then I realized, it's not really working with this table. I'll just not do that. And then I decide, like, you're taking too long looking through all this stuff. Just forget it. Just look at it on your own time, not while you're recording a video. So yeah, I use a lot of kitchen stuff, and I do shrink those lights down a bit because I wanted 3 of them over the dining table, but they were just a little bit too big. So I'm like, okay, you can be this now. And now I'm just slapping in some lighting on, well, I have been for a few seconds, on the ground floor, and that is going to be almost done with the ground floor. I do not furnish the room off to the side. I decide to leave that for you. And here I am trying to get this candle to be, somewhere. I wanted it to be on the books. So I'm like, ooh, how do I get that? And it wasn't raising properly. And then I found like a really cute spot right beside the books. So there's a nice little table, and it does bring a little bit more light into this home that seemed a little bit dark. And now I'm trying to find a living room, entryway lighting. And I went with more classical sort of lighting. And then I throw in like a nice, ottoman beside there to give you somewhere to sit and put on your shoes. If this was a realistic home. But I treat all my builds like they're realistic homes, because that's half the fun of The Sims, is building grand homes and then playing it for 5 minutes and then never touching it again. So yeah, I put the vintage glamour, and I love everything about this exterior. I mean, the interior on the first floor. The exterior, I kind of regret not giving more time to, but it has enough that you can personalize it and make it your own. There is going to be a seating area. There's going to be a pool, and that's pretty fancy. The one thing I do sort of not like about The Sims is the fact that how expensive your house gets because you've put so much furniture in it. The fact that furniture raises the price. So like if you're playing without cheats, and you've got a sim that like has worked for everything they have, and is like building up this beautiful furniture in this shell of a home, then it's going to cost them so much money in bills. And I wish that would change a little bit. Also, the fact that we don't have very many beds that are like high energy annoys me too, because it's like you gotta compromise style or your sim's well-being, and that drives me a little bit crazy, because a bed is a bed. Sure, it can have the uncomfortable and comfortable buffs, but other for like energy gain and things like that, I never really understood that. But I guess that's kind of one of those gaming mechanics that The Sims has always had and has never really changed. And I remember in The Sims 3 there being a cheat that you could, implement. Um, and it was it was a mod, not a cheat, that you could get, and it would sorry, I'm lost for words right now because my cat is like distracting me. She's underneath my desk like playing with a hair tie. She loves hair ties. You could implement this mod that would restrict all the beds to being the same energy, any kind of energy that you wanted. If you want them all to be like an 8 or all a 10 or all a 5, it didn't matter the cost of the bed. They would all represent the same energy. And I think that would be, boasted by the comfortable and uncomfortable buffs that the Sims 4 has now, which would be nice. So like even if a bed was super cheap, it might be uncomfortable, but your Sim's still going to wake up really quickly in it, sort of thing. Because you're going to sleep, you're going to sleep. Although the uncomfortable moodlet would kind of, make sense. If the bed is cheaper and it's uncomfortable, you might not get such a good night rest on it. But that should be just an uncomfortable moodlet rather than, taking twice as long to sleep in. And I do use like a nice woodsy wallpaper from Parenthood, I think, in the bedroom to give it a little bit of white and tone to it, and then some red walls to carry on the red thing. And I found that carpet and I absolutely love it, and I used it in the hallway, and I based the hallway all around that carpet because it's so cute. I don't know where it's been all my life, but I love the pattern. I love the colors of it. It's like simple and pretty. And there is a kid's bedroom, which I think I just turned into like a teen's bedroom. That's not overly childish or anything like that. It's just a simple white and blue room with some fancy, wallpaper. And in a few moments, I think I'm going to switch out where that bed goes because I don't really like how boxy the room feels. Yet I wanted to use all the stuff from the kids pack as I usually do. I basically just like, okay, I'm using this pack for this room, and it makes furnishing so much easier because if I had to use my brain, holy, I think I would be ridiculously tired. So that room is like in and of itself, sort of, what's it called? I can't remember the word it is, but it's like a representation, I guess, of how this whole house is, where it's got the classical wallpaper, but the modern, pictures and like the traditional furniture. So it's like it's a mix of everything, and that's what this house is. It's a mix of everything. And we've got like a nice modern bathroom here. We have the sort of old bathroom downstairs, and then we'll have sort of the traditional but not really classical bathroom in the third bathroom. It's just going to be a simple shower because it's such a long and weird shape. It's just a traditional shower. And I think I do go a little bit modern with the sink. I cannot remember now. Um, huh. I'm completely drawing a blank. It's like a traditional sink. If that's the one I keep, I don't think. Oh, yeah, I go with the modern sink. So, yeah, that bathroom itself is also really clashy. With all the different styles in it. It kind of looks like an older tub with a new sink and a normal toilet, Just different, yet the same. And I do go really dark with the walls, but I feel like it's okay with how white all the plumbing is and everything else in the room. It's pretty bright. Even the windows are white, so it does like break up the darkness. And now just putting like little things into the upstairs sort of hallway to give it a little bit more, oomph. And now just adding in the lights. And then we go outside a bit more and we'll mess around with the deck a little after I get all these lights in. And yeah, because I don't know. I've never like been a fan of ceiling lights in a bedroom because I feel like you never use a ceiling light if you have lamps in there. So that's that. Done with the lighting. Now we're moving on to the deck, so I get out because it's going to be a black and white and red sort of thing, use all the same pieces from the Perfect Patio set. I just picked that set, and that's what I was going for, and I do a seating area over there, a seating area over here, and then a dining area, and I wanted to slap in a barbecue, but I'm like, I don't know where to put it. I don't feel like thinking about that stuff, so I'm just going to build a pool. And so all that hard work I had making that little corner patio area down below has been wasted because there's really no point. And then I do like this little square pool, and there's probably room for a hot tub somewhere. and nice lounge chairs that go with the perfect patio set, even though they're from island living. It all looks fantastic. And now outside, I haven't even painted the decks yet, which I will do right now. I promised decks would be painted in the first video, and I give my promises. I keep my promises. And now just some landscaping fun, which I should have threw in the first video, but I tend to always do landscaping last. I'm trying to do it first when I build the houses, and then literally the next video, if I have to separate it, would be just furnishing the interior and exterior. Everything about the house is already there. It's kind of just like, well, this is what would happen if I moved in my sim. This is how they would furnish it. Sort of dealio. A little bit of terrain painting to make this house look like and feel like it's been there for a while. And I moved the garbage bin to the back of the house, which, and I was like, maybe I should put one of those in. Nah, that's weird. Don't do that. Don't even worry about it. Now we're into the screenshots. The nice hallway, the bathroom. Like, I love the kitchen dining area of this house so much. Like, even like the living room is really cute and cozy, but like this area, it's my favorite. I think it's my favorite that I've ever done. I don't know why, something about it, I just love it so much. Even though like it's kind of empty, like there's nothing on the tables or anything like that. But if you enjoyed watching this video, please remember to give it a like. And if you want to see more videos like this, then subscribe to my page, because I upload a video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you so much for watching, and have an awesome day.